we'd like to present Not Seen Before.
I think you want everybody to smoke weed.
Hey, this is Royce Gracie, and you're listening to the Inside BJJ podcast.
It was a shroom trip. That's racist.
I'm not a racist.
That's racist.
I'm not a racist.
This is Kurt Oceaner. This is Inside BJJ podcast.
God damn it!
Jiu-jitsu sucks.
God damn it!
I think you want everybody to smoke weed.
Wow, Mr. Sarcasm.
This is National Ranger, and you're listening to the Inside BJJ podcast.
Welcome to the Inside BJJ podcast. Got a great show lined up for you today. I want to remind you guys real quick, make sure you check us out on iTunes. Give us a rating and a review. Subscribe. Even if you have like a really nasty comment, please leave me that. Those are probably my favorite reviews to read. Are the ones when people get really pissed off. They're like, well, there are better shows on that you could listen to, but I suppose if you have low intelligence, you may like Inside BJJ. I promise if you say that one, I promise you I'll read your review. We got a great show. Let's jump right to it. My best broadcast partner in the whole world, Big MF, is WhatsApped in. We got to be COVID safe. Everybody's isolating. And we're also joined with Jolene, Valkyrie Hexx. She is from the Lingerie Fighting League. I might have that wrong. You got to correct me on that. But you guys, thanks for joining the program. Welcome to Inside BJJ. What's good, Matt?
Got nothing to do other than drink these beers and smoke my medication. Everything sucks.
Welcome to the show, Jolene, live from Las Vegas. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey there, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So, the whole world's on lockdown. And one of the things I'm asking everybody when I talk to them is, what's it like where you're at? And I can't imagine being in an empty Las Vegas. You have to describe that for us.
Oh, man. So I just did my grocery run today. I've been leaving my house every 11 to 12 days since it started. So this is my third time leaving. And every time I leave, it gets a little weirder. And today I was like, I got to check out the strip because I've been meaning to do that. And so I drove down, and it's like escalators are barricaded off. There's a couple of police units making sure that nobody's out there. And it's very it's eerie, and it's almost apocalyptic. It's like a scene that I would expect in some sci-fi movie, and it's awesome. I mean, it's sad because of the circumstances, but it's awesome to actually visually be like, whoa, Vegas is barren.
Yeah, I mean, in Vegas is one of those places where, if let's say there was a cataclysmic event and the world was destroyed, and somehow 2,000 years from now they were excavating over Las Vegas, and then they found like a pyramid, and then they found an Eiffel Tower, and then they found a big giant lion, all these different casinos, they would think like this was the center of the world. This is where they planned all the monuments we found everywhere. No, it's just Las Vegas, right? It's a crazy damn place, and to not have it with people, the energy's got to be completely flipped upside down.
It is just really strange. Like there's this kind of contradicting energy going in Las Vegas. Like people are being very respectful of self-isolating, which is surprising because I feel like the Vegas people, they're also has like this attitude of just like, fuck it. Like still, most people aren't really wearing masks. I'm seeing more masks going out today than I did last week, but the majority of people I would still say are like on the fuck it train. So it's pretty contradictive, and like it's empty, but nobody really gives a shit too.
Yeah, I mean, how many locals are there in Las Vegas? And it's important. I think when people who aren't from Las Vegas think Las Vegas, we all think the Strip, which Las Vegas is way bigger than that, right?
Yeah, Las Vegas is actually pretty ginormous. It's not where you like most major cities have like little like suburban towns around it. Like Las Vegas is like a major city and the suburbs, but it's all considered Las Vegas. It's all within like the same Clark County. And I'm not sure how many millions of people are here. But it's a pretty decent sized city.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty interesting. I mean, California seems to have kind of gotten a little bit better, treatment so far. We've been a little bit lucky. It hasn't been too crazy, but at the same time, everybody's still kind of sheltered in place and looking around like, damn, when are we going to get back to doing what it is we do? And, I run a jiu-jitsu academy. Matt wrestles. Obviously, you're involved in a combat sport. It's an odd thing because you're like, how am I going to get back to this? And then how can you social distance when you're wrestling? Like, you just can't do it, right?
It's fascinating times. Like, there is nobody alive today that can even compare this to anything that's happened in the past. And, not like any of the world wars, not the Depression. They're truly unprecedented times. And I think that getting back to quote unquote normal, it's going to be a really unique world that we're going to reemerge into after this. I think that getting back into what we do, it'll gain momentum, but I think it's going to be a bit of a rocky start, unfortunately.
I think the real question is, when is lingerie fighting going to buy their own island so you could have lingerie fighting island?
That is correct. I have been talking to Sean about that for years, and I don't know why he's dragging his feet. But come on, Sean, like, where's my island?
How cool would that be? It'd be like it's like a Bruce Lee movie with a bunch of hot chicks fighting in lingerie.
Yeah.
I mean,
all day, every day.
That's Dana White's plan, right? He wants to buy an island. I'm sure he'd be willing to work something out, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's sponsorship things all over the place that could be done with that. So, Dana, if you're listening, let's get that island.
Sean just needs to make a big donation to the Trump campaign.
Yeah.
How does it go down? Like, explain to me how one of these fighting events takes place. I haven't seen one, but can you explain to me, like, where do they take place and how does it go down? How did you get into it?
Okay, so that's a lot of questions. If I forget to answer any of them, please remind me. Like, it's late. I've had a glass of wine, and here I go before I forget everything. I got involved with LFC about 5 years ago. I saw an ad for them on my Facebook feed, so I hit up Sean, and he's a producer, obviously. And with my background in the competitive wrestling world, he was like, cool, I'll put you in the title fight at our next show. And at that time, LFC was doing more like traveling shows. So they were doing like big events. Like my first event was at the Hard Rock at their venue, The Joint, here in Vegas. And then we went to casinos like in California, North Dakota, and Kansas City. And then we went to Europe, and that's when I got my European championship belt. And now the last year, we've been doing like more local shows here in Vegas. But they're all kind of set up the same, like they're promoted. We get a pretty awesome crowd of fans wherever we go, all over the country and the world. And we just, take off our clothes and get in the cage and beat the shit out of each other.
That sounds really good to me.
Yeah, I love it.
Isn't that the same?
What's your,
that's the same thing that the dudes do, right? Essentially, right?
I don't know. They look more like monkeys. Like, we look more like sexy kittens.
What's your martial arts background?
So my martial arts background started in more survival defense. So I started training Krav Maga. And I was really heavily invested in that training program because at the time I thought I was going to get involved in executive protection work.
Wow.
So I got to a higher level in that, and I started getting offers for just different strong girl work, which was kind of like, I was like, I didn't even know this existed. This is fantastic.
Like some, what is it, like some, I don't know, some guy who wants to have some girl just beat the shit out of him?
I mean, there's that. There's that involved in until like way later, but I started on the production side of things. So like beat downs, basically just beating the shit out of a guy. It was just like live training with a live dummy. So through that world, I got introduced to competitive wrestling, and still to this day, almost a decade later, most of my wrestling and jiu-jitsu technique comes from working with awesome, talented, skilled girls. I've taken jiu-jitsu classes here and there, but I've never like become passionate about it. But I've definitely worked my way up the ranks of collegiate wrestling and submission wrestling and BJJ style submissions. So from there, LFC, and it's a great combination of everything that I've dedicated myself to over the last decade or so.
And I believe you're the European LFC champion, if I'm not mistaken.
This is true. I have a big pink belt, and I love it.
How tricky is it? Because what you're doing is like you have to be able to fight, but you also have to be able to entertain at the same time. You're walking like a balance, right, between just going in there and just going straight for a win versus going in there and being gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you brought that up, because when I first started with LFC, like after my first couple of fights with them, that was the biggest mind fuck for me. So, all right, a little bit of background for me. I have been in the modeling and acting world since I was 15 years old, so I'm very familiar with character persona and that level of entertainment. But then also, I'm an athlete. So for me to get my first, like LFC first introduced this concept of like matching those two worlds together, where I'm truly in character while at the same time being instinctually competitive, and like it's just a mind fuck. That's the only way I can put it. Like I've married the two together now, and it's natural for me. But at first, it was like, whoa, like I'm thinking way too much about what the outside world is seeing, and not I'm not in the fight 100%. But I mean, our brains are amazing things, and our bodies are amazing things, and now it's second nature to shake my ass and punch somebody simultaneously.
I would imagine some girls are rougher than others. Is that the case when you get into the cage?
Yeah, LFC, they have quite a range of, like every MMA sport, there's a range of skills that come in there. But they seem to match us up, not necessarily according to skill level all the time. So there has been girls I've gotten in the cage or the ring with that they're just not on the same level. So yeah, and they all come from different backgrounds. Like it's not just like MMA across the board. Like there's girls in there that just consider themselves street brawlers. Like they don't have a technical background, and they're like, fuck yeah. So it's always like there's sometimes I'll get in a fight with one of them, and I'm like, whoa, like I don't know what to expect. So that's on your toes kind of fighting.
Now I've watched you, like you're pretty aggressive. You're really big on like cross facing and being pretty rough on the ground. I imagine you can handle yourself pretty good with a street brawler.
Yeah, I'm naturally just an asshole at heart. And as sportsmanlike as LFC is, and how we're all friends outside of it. Like I don't have friends in the cage, and I do like to get aggressive. Like that's how all this started in the first place. I needed an outlet, and now those girls are my outlet.
Have you ever getting into this, like maybe you didn't, like you were saying, you didn't exactly know, and it was kind of a mind fuck. Were you ever in a fight and it got a lot more aggressive than what you anticipated?
Yes. I haven't gotten really into any like off camera altercations. Like everything like I do is just like consensual violence. But I have, that's what I call it. Like when people are like, well, what are your limits? And I'm like, it's consensual violence. Like I'm not going to fuck you up if you don't want to get fucked up. But besides the point, I worked on a production for maybe a year or two. I got really heavily involved in catfighting, which is really like it's just slaps to the face and like dirty fighting, like it's messed up. And those girls, like they'd come through the door with, just imagine like the worst girlfriend you ever had that had like the worst PMS. Like those girls show up for catfight production.
You have to be like, you have to really want to hurt somebody, right? To want to do that. Cause you're going to get hurt. And that's not like hurt that's going to hospitalize you hurt, but that's hurt. That's like, it hurts, you know, and it could scar you, that kind of thing.
Oh, it's hair pulling, it's nail scratches. Sometimes it's biting, like that stuff really got intense. Sometimes, like I cracked a molar doing it. My hair guy hated me. My hair is finally getting back to where it was before I went through my catfight phase. That shit is mean.
So the ladies that are doing that are obviously like there's a different vibe with that, right? I would imagine the camaraderie thing maybe isn't as tight. I don't know. It seems like it wouldn't be, like if someone was scratching you and they like bit you. Versus, you know, you had a match and then after the match, you're like, okay, like we're cool now.
Yeah, there's a little bit more ego involved in catfighting for sure. Like a little bit of like cattiness, and bruised ego sometimes went along with that, because a lot of girls come into that thinking that they're the shit. Like that's the attitude with that, is like, go ahead, try to catfight me. But still, at the end of the day, we all have a glass of wine and like ice our faces.
How many fighters are on the roster of LFC?
Oh shit, I don't know.
I mean, are we talking like, is it super deep, or like how many times do you fight the same girl?
I've only fought the same girl 3 times, but that's the only girl I've ever like refought on LFC. I've still got quite a few girls to work my way through. The roster, I would say, is about probably 30 to 40 deep.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's a deep roster. And are there weight classes? Like, how does that work?
No. LFC is like kind of in between MMA and cat fights. No, I don't know why there's not a weight class, but I mean, I've fought girls that are like a foot shorter than me, and like 20 pounds less than me. The girls that are have 50-ish pounds on me. No, actually, it's weird fighting shorter people. It's really hard to punch.
Huh. I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah, no, you have to punch down. It's so weird. Like it's frustrating, actually. Like but then you can't punch right. So it's really frustrating.
Who stands out as being one of your tougher matches?
Oh, Andrea, the short girl I'm telling you about right now. But not just because she was short. She's incredibly skilled and so tough, and her stand-up game is just as strong as her ground game. And I love fighting. Like, we're really close friends outside of it, but her and I just have like this competitiveness with each other. From the day we met, like the first day we met was at a competitive wrestling thing, and I accidentally punched her in the face, and it's been that way ever since.
So when you say competitive wrestling, you talking professional wrestling or?
No, it's technically like a fetish niche.
Oh, okay, got you.
So basically, it's just like a bunch of girls in their bikinis that fans pay per match to see girls together. So they're like, I want to see this girl and this girl wrestle, and it's submission wrestling. So it's usually 15 to 20 minutes straight through filming, and whoever gets the most submissions wins.
Oh yeah, I've jerked off to a couple of those before. Yeah,
so I mean, that's super cool. I love that little community. Like, it's fantastic.
So, like, do you have any events attentively scheduled, even though everything's kind of on lockdown?
So we were supposed to have a session girls, um, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, it's kind of like an event. Like if you're a fan, you can pay some money. You can come watch everybody like film their content and do matches and do customs and everything. And that was supposed to happen on June 6th, but it is now pushed to September 5th. Because of everything going on, but that is going to be a fantastic event at a beautiful venue. So check out the sessiongirls.com site and get more info on that.
How are you? Are you able to train? Are you able to stay in shape? Or what are you able to do right now?
So I feel like I was like born for quarantine. Like not to minimize what's happening in the world, but personally, I'm fucking loving this. I wish I didn't have to eat or drink because I would never leave. I also discovered I don't need the gym. So I've been working out like 3 to 4 times a day and taking a sunset hike every day because I'm out against nature. And like my muscle tone right now and the level of strength that I'm currently at, I would say I'm in pretty close to the best shape I've ever been in, if not exceeding that. And it's doing home workouts and my own routine.
I don't know.
COVID-19 has worked out pretty good for you.
I love this. Yeah, I'm like, well, what I'm doing really is I'm like working out for snacks because otherwise I'd like be bored and snack all day, right? So like I work out before I have breakfast and I'm like, oh, I'm bored. I want to eat something. I'm like, well, work out again, bitch. And I do it again. and that's how my days go until I'm tired.
I'm on a plan like that, but it's actually the opposite. So I go like, I'm bored. What am I going to do? I'm going to eat. And then a little while later, I'm like, bored. What am I going to do? I'm going to eat again, bitch. That's the plan I've been on. Yeah, it's
so like
crazy.
Like I'm earning my snacks and my meals. I'm just like, no, you got to go work it out. So that's what I'm doing. And it looks good.
It's insane that even though we're all quarantined, we still live in a time when we have so much damn food. We have to play all these mind games with ourselves to not eat all of it. It's fucking crazy.
All right. So in my defense, I have never shopped this way in my adult life. Like I'm going to the store like once every 2 weeks and spending like $250. And that's not with alcohol. Because it's lasting my
That's what I've been spending on alcohol.
Yeah. So like, I mean, that's food. And I'm like, it's crazy. And then I have this like mentality where if there's a lot of food around, like I need to like try a little bit of all of it, probably because I had like 17 brothers growing up. So like, it's hard for me to strategize this food situation because I've never had so much immediately available to me.
Are you stocked up on toilet paper?
Yeah. I already had that habit before where this started, so I don't want to be included with that bunch of assholes. I always buy toilet paper. I buy like a box from Amazon, so I was good to go with that.
I beat the game entirely. I got myself one of those French toilets.
You brought a...
You got a bidet?
He brought a hose in from the outside. Just popped a hole in the screen and then fed it in. It's awesome.
Well, yeah, basically.
You could drink from it or you can use it as a bidet. It's up to you. Like if it's in the middle of the night and you're thirsty, you just take a little drink.
It's a Stockton bidet.
A Stockton bidet.
I don't like where this is going.
Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, how often, I wanted to jump back to this because Matt hit on it a little bit. He asked you, like, if you were able to get in and train, how often do you get to work out and work with the other fighters that you compete with? Like, how often do you get in the cage or get into the ring and kind of work through things? Is it something that you do a lot or is it something you just kind of like show up and run it?
Well, before the shows, of course, when they schedule LSC shows, which I don't know when their next one is going to happen now, we contract like a month in advance. So we got a month to seriously prepare, and that's when a lot of us get together. There is a local gym that opens their doors to us and offers us discounts on their trainings there. But that's when we like really get together and get back into like fighting shape for LFC because it's a different animal. As far as when we're not ramping up for contracts and upcoming events, there's a few of us that'll get together and play around. Like me and Andrea, we get together and play around. And sometimes Andrea invites a few other ones over and we all play around like how girls like to have fun.
Is there anyone out there that you haven't gone up against that you would like to?
Yeah, actually there's quite a few chicks right now that I've known like through other industries, like Tamako. I would love to do an LFC fight with her. Jennifer Thomas, love it. Terry, I haven't fought Terry yet. I would love to kick her ass. I haven't. What's her name? Shay. I haven't ever fought with Shay. Love to. There's so many pretty hot, talented, strong chicks that do that. Like I would like to get half naked and sweaty with any of them. Really, I can't think of anybody I wouldn't want to.
I couldn't either.
I could, honestly.
Who? Don't say it. Don't hurt feelings. That's not.
Man, it's a really interesting thing that you're doing because it's, for me, like, people can look at it and, people are going to look at it from a certain perspective and go, yeah, that's just a bunch of dudes wanting to watch girls fight. Okay, yeah, probably, right? That's certainly a component of it. But at the same time, the blending of mixed martial arts and wrestling is extremely difficult to do, and to do it well, it's really hard to do. In fact, it's so hard to do, it's hardly ever done very well, So it takes a lot of talent and it takes a lot of practice to kind of do it and to kind of get like the whole, character persona thing and the whole like, hey, this also is a combat art, and we have to stay true to that as much as we can, right? Because, some entertainment things go so far off. It's like, this is not even combat anymore. This is gymnastics, or this is the circus, which is cool and it has its place too. But what you're doing is like, it's in a cage, you're using submissions and fighting, but you still have like the character there. It's a pretty difficult thing to do, I'd imagine.
It is definitely like bordering a lot of different aspects. One way I like to compare LFC is it's kind of like what WWE did to the wrestling world, we're doing to the MMA world, only we still have that athletic, competitive element to it instead of scripting. They're athletes too, like pro wrestling's no joke, but it's script based. What we do is improv and skills. I'm trying to say this in a way that's like, I fucking love pro wrestlers. And that's their craft.
I get what you're saying.
But what we're doing, like, we're still like, we're not scripted. We get in that ring and we're we're sexy and we're actually fighting, which is so fucking super cool. But yeah, it is exactly what you said. It is, it's a lot of things all brought into one cage.
How much, if you could kind of break it down just in a general way, like how much of it would you say your acting background helps you with versus athleticism? Like, what's the right blend? Is it 50-50? Is it 80-20? Like, you know what I mean? Do you have to just be a really good actor and then kind of athletic, or is vice versa? Like, what would you think?
And no, the athletic part is first and foremost. The acting, that's good for the entrances and the breaks between rounds and after rounds, like post round interviews and things, and the reality show, obviously. Like, so that's helpful with all of those things. But as far as what LFC is, it doesn't matter how good of an actor you are. If you don't know how to fight, it's not for you.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad then, right? So you need you need to know how to fight. That's the most important thing.
First fight, second, put on a good show.
Gotcha. Got you.
Regardless, it's going to be a good show.
What's the end goal for you? Like, do you want to keep doing this? Is there something else you're trying to get into, or what's your dream? Like what's the target for Jolene?
It's funny you asked that. I actually just hooked up this week with a business advisor for me, because I'm like finally starting to take my career more like a profession, even though it's still very much a hobby and something I love to do. And he was asking the same thing, and I'm like, honestly, like I'm so happy with how things have just progressed in my whole career. Like everything's been a stepping stone for the next thing, and I get all these really cool surprise offers, like lead roles in movies that I never thought out, and things of that nature. So as far as like what I'm dreaming of in the future, I really don't have any big aspirations. Like I really love the community that I'm in, and it's fulfilling for me. So whatever opportunities it brings, bring it on. But
Nice.
if this is how it goes for the next 5 or 10 years, fuck yeah, I'm so happy.
You're down doing it. That's cool though. That's actually a really awesome place to be in.
I think so. I feel all right.
Just got to get out of this damn isolation, this quarantine, wait it out, right? What are we looking at? Like July, August, September? What are you thinking for Las Vegas?
As far as lockdown,
Just
unlocking?
as far as you being able to get back to doing what you want to do, like when do you think you'll be able to actually get out there and do another event?
Well, I imagine that things will start opening up for what I do for a living and what LSC is doing. I'm guessing probably June-ish. Things are going to start being okay to start up again. And that would be great. Like I feel like June I'll be ready to leave my home and go back out into the world.
Well, the nice thing, and I definitely believe that when other sporting events start to take place, there may be some hesitation for people to go, but dudes will go watch LFC for sure. They're gonna like pack the place out. First show back, packed out. That's my prediction.
Yeah. Just wear your mask, bring your hand sanitizer, and fuck it. Like get into the Vegas mentality that we started with. Like it's a whole bunch of fuck it. Have a good time.
Yeah, I mean,
I love it.
That's the only way Vegas comes back, right? That's it. You have to have that attitude in Vegas. You have to.
Yes.
Roll the dice.
Roll the dice. You're like, go, just go. Fuck it. That's awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you taking a late call. I apologize for some of the scheduling mishaps. I don't know, man. COVID. What are you going to do?
In time.
Yeah, no worries. I'm glad it worked out. It's a pleasure to meet you guys through my phone. Conversation was lovely.
Awesome.
So cool.
Stay
I hope
safe
you
and
guys. Oh, you too.
break a leg in your next fight.
Hope to see you guys in the future. Like show up to the Session Girls thing. You have
I'll
to.
be there.
Yeah, do it.
You have a good one, all right?
Thanks, you guys too. Take care.
All right, bye.
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 Big MF.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
Doing good, man. Just trying to, do my thing. Hoping I get back in the ring eventually.
I'm going to get you on the video, bud. Let's get on video.
All right. Wait a second. Okay.
Answer the damn call, dude.
Okay.
Big
There we go.
MF. There it is. There you are.
Maybe I'll get into some lingerie fighting.
You should get into it. You should be a manager. You
I'm working on it. I got one of our very talented girls in the 209 Pro Wrestling Academy. We just got about a deal worked out. We would have had a deal worked out, but then this virus cock blocked it.
You should just run your own lingerie. It should be Big MF's bikini wrestling. You know what I mean?
Underground lingerie fighting right now.
You'll be the commissioner, and you could script it. You could direct it. You could be in charge of it. I think you would thrive, dude. I think you would thrive.
Doing it.
What's
already on the underground?
You're doing it on the internet. On it.
Right in my 209 Pro Wrestling Academy at the Big MF Ranch. We got some underground lingerie fighting going on.
You need Big MF Island. What kind of crazy shit would you do if you had an island? You'd have everything going.
There'd be a lot of drugs, a lot of different stuff, things, shrooms, acid, a little bit of cocaine.
Would you have like
every room would have a theme.
A theme, different drug theme.
The cocaine room, different, the best cocaine you'd ever have. Mushrooms, hallucinogenic room. You have a reefer room.
A reefer room. It'd be
jiu-jitsu. You have some jiu-jitsu, some pro wrestling, some fighting, some beer drinking contest.
Would you could separate the island, actually. You could put all the jiu-jitsu guys on a certain side. Like, okay, jiu-jitsu's over there. Wrestling's going to be over here. We're going to have the casino, illegal gambling, illegal sports betting, all that, right? You're going to have all that.
The nude girls dancing.
Basically, everything that's illegal here will be legal there. Yeah. That's awesome. Did you see Dana White said he was going to buy an island and have it up like in 3 weeks? I mean, that's fucking wild.
That's great. Some Bruce Lee shit right there.
Right? That is, dude.
I want this is what I want. I want John Jones to tell Dana White, man, you come right out of a comic book.
Man, you right out of a comic book. Yeah, dude, I was watching John Jones fight who was the cat? Hua. Shogun Hua. I was watching that fight on UFC on YouTube. UFC's putting all kinds of OG fights out there. Oh my God, man. I want to see John Jones fight on an island. I think, dude, I want to see that, man. That'd be fucking dope, dude. You know what I want to see I watched Tony
He would get a DUI on the island.
He would get busted for drinking while he's boating. He'd be out in a boat drunk and get nailed. Water skiing. Man,
you know what? The reason why he got busted out in Arizona because Phil Baroni was supposed to be the driver.
Oh, and he didn't show up.
You know, he was drunk. No, I'm just kidding. I know Phil's staying out there though in Albuquerque.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Did you see Conor McGregor talking shit to Tony Ferguson?
Yeah, you gotta do something to fucking keep people interested, you know?
How much would people pay to see Conor fight Tony on an island?
People would pay to see Conor fight anybody, but Tony Ferguson for sure.
Dude.
I don't know that Conor wants that fight over it's a dangerous fight, but I think he'd probably rather take that than Khabib.
Bro, Dana White it shouldn't even be UFC. He should call it Dana White's Fight Island. And they could make a show out of it where they bring these guys in and then they keep them in like these luxury suites and then they try to like ply each other with alcohol and hookers to mess each other up before the fight. And then they come out and they fight each other.
With John Jones, you just make him stronger.
Yeah. I mean, John Jones has beat everyone in the UFC while he was on like with a drug problem. You know what I mean?
It's awesome.
He could be doing blow and then a week later he'll whoop your ass in the cage. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, his skills are just so far up there, man. It's way off the charts, really.
Way beyond. How desperate do you think these fighters are going to get if it looks like they're not going to be able to fight soon?
Right now.
Right?
They're desperate. Yeah, everybody is. Everybody's probably broke.
Like, if you're a mid-tier guy, this has got to be a big fucking break.
Dude, even a guy like McGregor who loves to spend money, you got to be itching to get back out there again.
Yeah, looking for that next check. Yeah, it's got to be real tricky. How dope would it be, though, man, to see these guys fight? I watched WrestleMania, without the studio, without the audience. It was hard to get into, man.
From someone who does pro wrestling, I kind of like the aspect that everything was stripped away from it.
Yeah.
And you got to see how talented somebody was in the ring and all their mistakes. That part was interesting, but probably not for most people.
Yeah, that was, there was a lot of screaming and yelling, like, rah! And
what else can you do?
I know, but it almost felt like it was so much that it was too much. It was like, I'd rather have him just be a little more quiet.
You watched all of it?
I watched a lot of it, not all of it.
You see Bill Goldberg and Braun Strowman?
No, I didn't see that. Was it good?
It was so horrible.
It was terrible. Yeah.
It was horrible.
Just garbage.
It was so fucking horrible. A hack like myself did a better fucking job than that.
Is it because Goldberg is getting up there in age, or he's never really that good of a wrestler?
He was never that great. And I mean, I feel like a complete fucking jabroni saying that the guy that's never wrestled in front of more than 200 people. But
but you're gonna say it anyway.
He's never been that good.
No. Yeah. What do you think about putting an audience track in place to where like just make it sound like you're somewhere?
I kind of like how AEW was doing it, where they had like about other wrestlers, maybe 10 wrestlers in the audience just making noise.
Yeah.
That made it a little bit better to hear some noise.
Did you see in Japan they got robots in the crowd and they cheer and make noise?
Oh, that's crazy. No way.
Fucking robots, dude. I swear to God, they got robots, dude. I'll try to bring it up, man. Yeah, it's nuts, dude. Robots, man, and they have them like they scream. I guess.
It's the future, bro. You're gonna live through your robot.
What's that?
We're gonna be able to leave our houses because of these viruses, dude. There's gonna be Corona 20, Corona 21, 22, 23, and like pretty soon you're just gonna have a robot. You're gonna stay home. You're never gonna leave. You're gonna live life through your robot.
You're gonna proxy through the robot. Fuck.
Exactly.
That's kind of interesting, though. I don't know.
I saw the movie before. That's why I'm saying that.
You idiot. Here I'm thinking you came up with some really profound idea. You're like, I'm just saying that. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I want to see it, but I've been watching these old fights because there's no new fights to watch anymore, obviously, right? And
I've been watching all the ESPN 30 for 30s, and they got like that. I've been watching a lot of the older boxing, like Larry Holmes and Kenny Norton or George Foreman and Joe Frazier. They have a lot of cool Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas. They do a lot of stories with boxing and the background and the actual fights and shit.
Yeah,
pretty badass.
The 30 for 30s are made pretty well too. Like they do a good job on the production content, the value of them.
Have you seen any of the? I know we're kind of jumping around. Have you seen any of the Dark Side of the Mat?
Wasn't that a documentary?
Yeah, it's on Vice.
Oh no, I have. Is this a new one?
They're so badass, bro. They got Chris Benoit. That's 2 parts to that one. They got New Jack, which is insane. And they just got the Jimmy Snuka one, how he fucking murdered his girlfriend.
Is this on Hulu or some shit like that?
It's on Vice. I don't know. Whatever has Vice.
I'll have to check that out. You remember when Vice was edgy? It was like, oh, Vice, dude. They go undercover to like Afghanistan where they make guns.
They did. They went to fucking Red China and snuck in, and fucking Korea was there, and they went to Russia, and it was nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like Vice is not what Vice used to be, though, right? It's like a little more politically oriented now.
All we know is Beyond the Mat is pretty badass. No, not Beyond the Mat, but Dark Side of the Mat. Good fucking documentary.
So I'm so stupid. I made that mistake. I saw Dark Side of the Mat, and I thought my brain thought it was Beyond the Mat, and I'm like, oh, I've seen that already.
2 different things, but
yeah.
Same.
A couple months back when I got sick, and I probably think I had COVID then, to be honest with you, like everybody thinks that. I watched the Andre the Giant documentary, and
that was pretty bad.
Man, it was good, dude. I came out of that. I always liked Andre and knew he was a badass, but I felt like, dude, Andre was awesome, man. Like
It's funny you say that. I just walked out with my son the other night.
Andre the Giant.
Yeah, Andre the Giant went Beyond the Mat on the WWE channel for $9.99.
Yeah, I got mine for $9.99, but I'm probably gonna cancel it before next month. I just wanted to watch WrestleMania. Mania. Hey, your kid Lucas was in kids class today online, dude. He's been coming.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah. He told Stella today that he taught himself how to do a triangle. He's like, I put him in a triangle. She's like, where'd you learn that? He's like, I taught myself.
The kid's pretty tough, man.
I taught myself. He's a great wrestler, man. He loves to wrestle, and he likes to get. This is why he does so well in jiu-jitsu, because he likes to lead with his head and get dirty. Like, he likes to get right in underneath people, and like, he doesn't care if they're on top of him. He likes being down there.
Yeah, before the whole COVID-19 thing, we had everyone came over. We had like an open mat, and my buddy Anthony brought his son, who's a little bit older and a little bit bigger and super athletic.
You got some kid fights set up?
I was kind of nervous to kick Lucas's ass, So I'm explaining to the kids, hey, man, this is just training. Be nice. Don't kill each other. And before I know it, Lucas was choking him out. He had him in a rear naked choke. And the boy was like looking like, holy shit, this kid's choking me. So, like, he was shocked. And then they were going at it like crazy. Then pretty soon the bigger kid made the adjustments, and they fought like cats and dogs the whole time. We had to finally make them stop.
That's funny because someday I'm going to get to hear his side of the story, and he'll be like, yeah, my dad's friend came over, and then like they made us fight, and we were scared, and they're like, no, you guys are going to fight.
Yeah, what's funny about it is me and my buddy have been going at it for 10, 15 years, and now our two boys are.
Yeah. You talking about Big Buff?
Yeah, Anthony Garcia.
Anthony Garcia, I saw him push a guy 15 feet across the cage with just a shove. He just shoved another person, and they went up off their feet. It looked like those movies when people get possessed by the devil and they float on the ground. They go flying across the room hella fast. He pushed the guy that hard, dude. Like he possessed him with a devil when he pushed him so hard. It was crazy.
I used to work as a bouncer with my partner. He would just ragdoll guys right out of the fucking bar.
He's like a gorilla amongst men. You know what I mean? He's just like throwing dudes. Yeah. I mean, I've told it before, but the first time I met him, Eric made me roll with him, man, and I was so scared, dude. I grabbed onto his gi, and he was just like slinging me around, and I was just hanging on for dear life, dude. He was just like jerking me all over the mat, dude. It was crazy, man.
Oh, dude.
Wow. Yeah. Dude, he's still going at it too, huh? God damn. It's been a long time. It's been 15 years now.
Yeah, we got one little open mat. Me and some of the old boys, we got the old band back together. We had our kids there, and then we never could get it going again, though.
I know, man, right?
But hopefully, we get. Hopefully, I gotta. We don't. It's looking like maybe things go good. We haven't canceled this yet, but May 23rd, we got something coming up if they let us go back to work at Rumble for Recovery, Next Level Pro Wrestling. The American Degenerates, myself, CJ Dirt, and Lady Lindsay will be taking on these two guys, these two jabronis south of the border, Phantom and Tuco. Be showing them what real American fighters are all about.
Tuco, is that the guy from I know who Tuco is. He's a real tough wrestler, dude. He's gonna teach you guys a lesson.
I'm gonna forearm the fuck out of that motherfucker.
Are you? You got a score to settle?
Last time we wrestled, bro, I was forearming him. I forearmed him so many times he started blocking him.
Hey, dude, real talk, man. I did not know that the Lingerie Fight League was scripted. Like, I didn't figure it out till we were into the interview. I thought it was real, like, full on.
It's a lot like Pancrase.
Okay. But I mean,
a little bit like.
Okay. All right. I mean, dude, it's still pretty awesome, the idea and to be able to do it. But I didn't figure it out till partway into it. I was like, oh, this is not, I thought it was like lingerie football where they actually are playing football.
I mean, they're grappling and kicking, and they're just not punching, and it's pretty good.
You're all, nah, man, it's real, man.
It's real. It was like wrestling is real, man.
No, I feel you. I get it. I just, when you, it's hard when you think things are one way and you realize, oh no, it's different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude, Vegas is dead right now, man. It's dead.
Everything's dead.
Everything's dead.
My pump's even starting to go away. I got a little bit going, but
not me.
The pump's drying up.
I had my best kettlebell workout I had today, man. It was dope.
Look at the guns, brother. Look at the guns, brother.
Unfortunately, your video got froze off, and I just have your picture up now, not your video. But so it's just me lusting after your biceps now. I had a pretty good workout though, man. I felt strong when I swung that 55-pound kettlebell 100 times. But today it felt good, dude.
I just been kicking the bag and punching it.
Yeah.
Slamming it around. Taking the bag into the wrestling ring, working on my power slams.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Working on jump cannonballing off the top rope onto the bag. I got some new tricks I'll be coming out with when I'm gonna back in that wrestling ring again.
And the thing is like you have to be careful if you do you do some secret training, like somebody will snitch on you, dude.
I'm not doing none of that.
I'm not doing Hey, I just want everyone to know, no secret training.
Nope.
I know some gyms where they got snitched on, man. It's fucked up.
There's always get left in ditches.
Yeah, it's jacked up. Like, I don't know, man. I don't think you should mess with people. I think you should leave people alone as much as you can. I mean, unless it's me messing with him, that's different.
Unless it's a different gym that's competing against yours and you turn him in.
Yeah, right. I was talking to my dad. My dad came over, and I was talking to him about the prank phone calls we used to make, and confessing to him that we called everyone in the church. We got
made him cut.
We made him swear. Yeah. He thought it was kind of funny. It's kind of funny now. He's like, you can't even do that anymore because of caller ID, and everybody knows where you're at. Everybody knows what you're doing. Different world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for
Straight
sure.
up.
Totally. Hey, did you see that they created the world's very first jiu-jitsu game?
The what?
The world's first jiu-jitsu game?
No, I didn't see it.
It's going to be hella boring, dude. It's going to be
it's gonna be like the first fighting.
It's in the gi.
Football.
No, it's a gi game. It's going to be boring.
If there was no gi, it might be good, but in a gi,
you're not allowed to do any heel hooks in it. There's no twisters.
There's no neck crank.
The IBJJF has it off.
They took away all my submissions. No leg locks or neck cranks. I can't even do it.
I guess the IBJJF put the game out. It's shit. It's like you get DQ'd for any reason. Like any reason you're DQ'd.
Proper, you get DQ'd.
The computer always cheats.
If you're beating a Brazilian, you don't get the advantages.
Yeah, the computer's rigged. The game's rigged for the Brazilian all the time.
They start with like 2 advantages before the match even starts.
You always get the shit stick end of the bracket. It's called Jiu-Jitsu, the game. And you got to pay dues. You got to like train your character at the gym, and you got to go out and earn money to pay dues, and then. Like, depending on the gym you go to, it costs more. And then, like, if you go to, like, some of the tough guy gyms, the instructor beats you up and shit. It's just like real life. That'd be a fun game to play, man.
Yeah. Well, fuck, dude. I gotta go, man. I got something I gotta go do.
What do you got to do, man? What's up?
Can't say. It's a secret.
Are you wearing pants right now?
No.
All right, man. Have a good one, Matt.
All right, later.
Later. The Big MF. Oh, wow. Yeah, Big MF is he's a great guy. He's a real great, awesome dude. Well, here I am, back by myself. What an outstanding program. Yeah, this was a very interesting show to do. Matt had some ideas to book the guests, so we got him booked, and as a very nice, worked out well. But Matt was like, I can't make it. Can we do this? He's like, I gotta go. God damn you, Matt Freeman. But anyway, man, you know what? We're having a good week, man. We're putting out shows, putting out videos, just trying to stay out there, stay alive, bring some fresh content. Just get it out there. Just do something, Don't be lazy. Stay on the grind, stay on the hustle, and keep it real. You know what I mean? Please give us a rating, give us a review, do something nice for us, all right? Combat Jiu-Jitsu. Oh, that's the wrong commercial. Which one? I want to play this one.
We'd like to.
Nope. 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 There it is. Are you tired of getting sand? Are you tired of getting sand kicked on your face? All right. Thank you guys for listening, man. I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you guys are keeping the faith. I hope you're training in jiu-jitsu. I hope you're not being snitches. I hope you're living well. I hope you're living responsible. Don't be stupid. Don't go around old people. Don't be a jackass. Whatever it is you believe about this whole situation, just don't be a jackass about it. You could still keep some common decency. You could still keep some respect for your fellow man, for humanity, for other people, for different opinions. It's okay. You could still be a human. You don't have to unfriend people because they vote for a different politician than you. It doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't. It can be different. So be different or not, whatever. All right. Catch you guys on the flip side.